morning, everyone. Well, today we're back with 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And our sketch artist today is April Bishop Barrett. And she has a matted layout. She's got corners rounded over another piece of paper. Or I don't know if I'm explaining it good, but and then she has 3 squares and 3 circles in them, which I imagine the circles are the pictures. And then she's got an embellishment up here, embellishment over here, embellishment down here, and right between here she has the words. I mean the title, the word. Yeah, that's the words. Okay, and I'm loving this. I actually had other pictures pulled out, and then I realized that there was 2 other pictures that went with that. So I thought, nope, I need 5. So I'm gonna change it. Okay, so my oldest granddaughter, she's been doing some modeling for this guy that's learning to take photos. So she, models for free and he takes her pictures for free. So anyhow, it's like, I love these pictures. Now, lots of times he does a bunch of them and maybe the other ones didn't turn out. Because I know one time I seen some pictures where it's like it had some kind of blur going on, like the lighting was off or something. So I've cut squares, and my squares are 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And this is cut with the circle cutter from Creative Memories. And do I have my, yes I do. I'm trying to think, I think I cut, okay, so this is like, it's not quite 4, it's like 3 7/8. So it's funny because in my head when I was going about this, well, first of all, it's like I didn't have anything that was square. So anyhow, you see part of the mat around it, or like from where I cut it, I don't know how to explain it, but my picture I just put it inside a 4 by 4 and just made it smaller so that her head is actually cut off a little in the picture. And so I just picked a place for it and put it in a 4-inch square and shrunk it down. So you're seeing white on here, you're seeing this like matte, which I don't understand what that matte is, but maybe that was there because it looks like gray on all of them. So anyway, that's how that is. And I'm gonna go ahead and mat this before I talk about the rest of it. The one paper, my stripe paper, is from Paper Studio, and the other paper is from a paper pad, but I have no idea what paper pad. But anyhow, once I'm looking at this, I'm showing you how I got my ideas. Okay, I'm looking at this and it's like it's like it's gorgeous already. But I'm thinking, okay, I have these black and white pictures. And she's got this where it's almost all black and white with the exception of the flowers that she has on here. So I'm taking my cue from that. I've already got my black and white pictures. I thought, you know what? In my mind, I'm thinking, I'm going to title it Black and White. But I thought, well, that has like no meaning except for that's what the colors of my layout's going to be. So then it's like I just went right to my black papers and I found this. Actually, I tried it on different ones. I pulled out like a black dot, a gingham, and then one that looked like a grid that was black and white. It was black with a white grid. And then I pulled this out and it's like, oh yeah, I love that. And I was really just gonna put it right on here. That was my idea. And then I had this laying there and I thought, oh, maybe I'll lay it on there. And I really like that. And then when I carried it out here, well, this is a nice sturdy paper. This is Paper Studio. So it's like I'm trying to carry this out from my art room, and it's like, you know, it's pretty hard when I had all the pictures laying on here. It's not very sturdy. And I thought, oh, I got this paper already laying out here because that's what I was going to lay it on. And then I thought, what if that just had like 1/8 of an inch of, actually it's more like 1/16 of an inch black frame all the way around it. And I love that. I just love how that looks. It's, you know, it's like, I think the layout's going to be gorgeous, but I already love it just doing that. So I like that little fine line around that diagonal stripe. Okay, so I gotta make sure I keep my upright here. The one, it does have a way that it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. Okay, I probably should stand up. Okay, I'm gonna pull it back just a bit this way. I'm gonna have to stand up because I can't see where my fine line is, because it is a fine line. Okay, I think that's good. So, you know, it's like I just used to hate diagonal stripes until I seen Janet use it as a background. And it's like that just totally changed how I looked at a diagonal. I think I need a little more down there. Okay. So, and I think I'm getting low on tape, but I should be able to make it through this. Okay. And then I've got that. Well, it was cut 1/4 of an inch, but now it's a smidgen smaller, whatever the difference is. Okay. Isn't that just gorgeous already? I just love it. I think it just looks so pretty. I love the little diagonal. I love the diagonal. And I love the little tiny mat around it. And you know, I'm gonna leave this just like it is, but you know, I'll fix it later. Okay. Okay, this one, she's looking front. So I'm gonna put that over here. This one, she's looking that way. And this one, she's looking a little bit that way. So, you know, because I try to get them all kind of looking into the middle. So this is how I'm gonna put it. And I'm gonna put my title in here. And my title, I had to look up a title because, you know, I decided I wasn't gonna do the black and white. And so anyhow, I said, oh, what are like modeling, a scrapbook title for modeling. And the one I found, it said, well, actually I found several, but this is like the very first one. And it's like, oh, how cool, how cute is that? A Glimpse of the Muse. So that's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna put it right here, and I'm actually gonna put it there before I glue these down because I wanna make sure it all fits. And I'm gonna pause to do that, but here's the letters. Oh, it's so funny because, you know, I lay all this out before I film it, and it's a good thing because I was totally missing the. Okay, this will be somewhere around here. So it'll be kind of like this. In fact, I'm gonna kind of leave them here, but I wanna make sure I can fit my words in here. And I'm gonna pause it because it's a long title and I gotta glue them all. So I'll be back in a few minutes. A second to you. Okay, I've got the title on there. And I went ahead and taped down the photos also. Now, I'm using some flowers from Flora Book 7 from Mintay. And I'm also using the Wing Book from Mintay. And that's where I got my butterflies. And I'm trying to get, you know, as close to black and white, but I am going to use some green leaves. I used these two butterflies that are white with black trim, but I didn't have another one. I wanted another one. So I actually took the black soot from Tim Holtz and just went around one that looks like this. It looked like this, and then I just went around it. So you still kind of see some of the green, but actually I think this is my favorite butterfly now that I did that to it. So I really like that. And then I decided I would also do the leaves so they had a little darker, because none of the leaves were like exactly what I wanted. They were, because I wanted something just like a little more black on it. So it's like I'm using the black soot and just going around the edges. I kind of hit the little tips sometimes a little bit more, and so I just think it makes them look a little better. And I really like the butterfly like that too. So I pretty much did them all, but I thought I would kind of do this one side just a little bit more on them, because they weren't quite as, I wanted a little more inside than just the edge. Okay, I'm liking that. And I didn't even have to re-ink this. It's like I've used it enough, I guess, that there's quite a bit of ink on it. It's funny because sometimes you turn a little bit and you get a lot more ink, like it's the part that you haven't gotten it all off yet or something. Okay, so I'm just going to make 3 clusters just like she has in the sketch. And I just kind of narrowed down to flowers that look mostly black, or these white ones kind of have, I'm trying to get a little more tape out of here, but kind of get to the end, where they're kind of like, they're white, a little bit, maybe a gray in there, and kind of a bluish gray in there. And so I'm gonna put these here. I'm gonna let them overlap the circle. And then I have my leaves, and they're all exactly the same. I think they're all even facing the same direction. Oh, and no, there's one over here that's not facing, oh, and one there that's not facing the same direction, but that's okay. And I think I'm gonna have to glue these. And I'm just gonna glue kind of the part that I'm sliding underneath the flower, because I like it. It looks a little more dimensional if I just let it stick up a little bit. Oh, and I can tell my tape ain't holding that flower very good. Okay, and well, I guess that's good because I wanted to slide it underneath there. Okay, and then I've got the butterfly, and you know, I put dimensionals underneath the wings. If you haven't been here to see me do that, this is what I do. And I use butterflies a lot. I love them. I have 6 granddaughters, so I use a lot of butterflies. That's my excuse. Okay, and so I fold it at the body, put glue where the body's at, underneath, and then I put the body down first, because otherwise you end up with a straight, oops, I'm going to pull it down a little bit because I don't want it hanging off the edge, because I don't like to cut flowers or anything off the edge. I have done it once or twice, but it's not my preference to do that. Okay, and then over here I'm going to do the same thing. I've just got a little bigger, I think this flower is the same size, this one's a little bigger, and then my butterfly is the butterfly that has the white or the black added to the green. Okay, so this one I'm going to put this way this time. And this one here. And again, I'm glad that I had tape to use on that so that I can slide the leaf underneath there, because otherwise, you know, if you glue it, it's really hard to get the leaf under or put anything, move it at all, because that's what I'm really trying to say. Okay, and I'm going to protect this one underneath the other leaf. I love that. And then I have one for down here. I usually try to do odd numbers. Now, as soon as I bring the butterfly in, it's not going to be odd anymore, but I've got 3 leaves, 2 flowers, so there's my 5, and now I'm going to put the butterfly on and throw it all off. But that's the flowers I wanted, so. Oh, and I was kind of out of, it's like I've used these before, and so I really had kind of wiped them out. Okay, again, I put the body down first. Okay, and now this one, I'm gonna have 3 flowers down here. This one, I think it's the same flower as this is. I have no idea what they are. And then I have that one flower again, and then another flower that's totally different, I guess. Okay, I gotta look at my cheat photo over here. And I didn't know how these would look with that, but she almost looks like she's in a mirror. And so it doesn't bother me at all that you see that gray around it. I like the circle. I think it's a really neat sketch. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. And you know, it's like I'm always overlapping into the flower or into the photo anyway, so. Okay, and then I've got the gray one. I'm gonna call it the gray one because it's like 3 different colors. Yeah, like I love the color of these leaves here. See, if I would have found those, I would have been real excited about that. But I had to kind of just darken my own. Okay, and then whatever this flower is, and you all might know what all the flowers are, but not me. This one I would say it kind of looks like a bachelor button, except for it's really dark, like maybe a bachelor button that's kind of fading. Okay, so I've got my cluster of 3. Now over here, I've just got 2 leaves because this one already has leaves. Oops, where's my glue? And I'm gonna tuck one here and one here. So this one is like, oh, okay, I've added 2 leaves and 3 flowers. So I kind of just did the opposite, but I figure that's got leaves anyway. And now I've got a bigger butterfly, and really just because I was really short of butterflies too. I've looked for these books again because I love the winged one. If they would have just had butterflies, that would have been great. But they have like things in there that bugs, I could totally have lived without those. Maybe somebody likes them, I don't though. Okay, I don't need every bug. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of put that up facing that way too. Okay. And as long as you got this down, then it doesn't matter when this goes down. I mean, you could just wait until you put it in the book and it would be fine. Okay, and then I have been debating whether to use silver or black because I like the black on here too because you don't see it a whole lot, but I like how that looks. But I've been kind of leaning towards the silver. I thought it would just be a little bit different. I don't know, I'm still on the fence about it. I don't know. I think maybe I was gonna do the silver, but I think I'm gonna do the black. I really like it. Okay, so I don't know, I think maybe here, big one. Now this will bring me back to odd numbers again. I think the black dots actually show up really good, or you know, enamel dots. Really good. Okay, I think I'm gonna put maybe another one down here. It almost looked like it could use more, so I'm not afraid to use my dots. So I'm gonna put that one there. Okay, I think I'm just going to stick with those this time. This one appears to be the biggest cluster, so. Okay, I'm going to actually stick this one down here. And sometimes I like them where they're kind of tucked underneath the leaf a little. Kind of minimizes the big ones. Okay. And I like the little hidden idea of it. Okay, I think I'm going to put that up here. Okay. Okay, I think that is it. I love this. And who's our sketch artist today? April. April, I love this. It worked out perfect for my pictures. I think it's so fun. I love doing the sketches because I mean, I looked at that and go, oh no, not circles and squares. What am I gonna do? I mean, that's really what I think. Because then it's like, I had no idea what I was gonna do with them. But I love this. I think it's so cute. And I love this little addition. I'll be doing that again. So remember, there is a link down below that will take you to the YouTube channel where it's a link where you can just go from video to video. And then there's one where all our still shots are. And so if you're playing and didn't know it was there, that's where you can stick your pictures. And so that's it for today. And I'll be back tomorrow and we'll be on day 10, 1/3 of the way through. So have a wonderful and blessed day and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.